Welcome back, Densters. Another video in the games room, Casino, New South Wales. Garth,
Vaughan.
Together we are the Den Boys. And today I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to this one. This one is a game that we've had on our radars for ages.
For years, yeah.
And we finally got a copy.
Got a copy this
and got
year.
a chance to play it. We are playing You Can't Stop Mr Domino.
You can't stop Mr. Domino.
No, you can't stop Mr Domino.
No, you can't stop
No,
Mr.
you
Domino.
No, you
can't.
Alright.
He just dominoes his way.
You Can't Stop Mr. Domino for the PS1. Now, ironically, I literally just got this copy maybe 2 days ago. So on a drive down.
Yeah.
So that was wild, man, that I found this just as we were about to play your edition.
Yeah, which I maybe got a couple of months ago.
Yeah, kept it cool
you
for the sesh.
You don't see that many copies of this game, like on eBay, let alone the wild.
Yeah,
it's a scarce game.
It's a true hidden gem, and it's a great game for the PS1. So a little bit about the game.
Yeah, so look,
where's
it's from Japan, of course. Need you ask? It's a late PS1 game from 1998. And there seem to be some PAL copies, obviously, filtered through to the Australian market, late 90s. It really embodies that sort of quirky Japanese culture and humour.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So this one's a bit strange because normally in every video we talk about, what does it play like? How would you compare it to another game? The difficulties, and then we go into some pros and cons and things we like about it. This one's hard. What does this actually play like?
Like nothing else before it. Like it's a dominoes simulator, but it's so much more than that.
I guess like if you're talking about a game that it gave us vibes of, we sort of, as we were playing it, we sort of said that it reminded us a lot of Kesha Boy. In that there's a lot of events in the stages. You'll see in the video that you kind of trigger with your dominoes, and that sets up an event in the stage. Some wild, crazy things happens in the stages when you hit an event.
Trigger events. But it sort of really channels that, like almost the Katamari Damacy, quirky Japanese.
Being small in a big human's world.
Yeah, and grocery items and things, and also the Tondemo Crisis on PS1. Totally different gameplays, but it's the Japanese culture, humour.
It's not what it plays like. It's more just what it's saying, the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe.
To borrow a line from the castle, the vibe. The gameplay itself, you'll see in the video, basically you play as Mr. or Mrs. Domino. And you're in a themed stage, so either a convenience store, there was the streets, there was someone's house, the neighbourhood, all that's going on.
And it plays sort of on a loop, like a circuit, where you run around.
A racetrack almost.
Yeah, a circular track, almost making laps of a large environment.
It's isometric, so it's just 2.5D kind of view, and you basically just hold any of the face buttons, and you'll drop dominoes behind you. You get a limited amount per stage. And the goal is that, as you'll see in the video, there's certain tiles that are kind of event tiles, and then there'll be a glowing tile somewhere on the floor which indicates that's where that event is going to happen. So if you can drop your tiles to fall onto the event, and then have some tiles where the event's going to take place, you can set up a chain.
Yeah, so you're running around this track, avoiding obstacles, mind you, that try to slow you down, speed you up, reset your hard work, or give time back. And you're steering your way around, triggering these event squares, and that's the only way you can beat the stage to move on.
Which initially is a bit unintuitive, because you're like, what am I supposed to do?
And you've never done it before, So there's a timer too.
There is a timer, but
it's
non-existent.
A mystery clock. But so you can't spend forever in a level. You will get a game.
Yeah, you get a couple of laps, and if you haven't picked up any time bonuses, it'll say hurry up when your time's over. If you haven't triggered those events, it's stage over. But when you do get the hang of it, you're running through the stage, dropping the tiles. It'll say at the top, as you'll see in the screen, in the top left hand, I think it is, there's 5 bubbles, and that'll show you that there's 5 events that you've got to trigger to move on to the next stage.
And you could theoretically link them all together in one action,
if you're good enough,
but there's obstacles blocking your progress, and you might miss it on the first lap and sort of trigger it on the second lap. Well, you have to do a complete lap to trigger your dominoes. But more on that. So
that's how it plays. What do you think of the difficulty, the actual gameplay itself? Was it pick up and play, easy to get, hard?
Yeah, I think once you, like at first you're like, what am I doing here? It took a few goes, but once you click with it, and the levels start off sort of more basic in the beginning and get more complex as you go along. So I think it's accessible once you sort of gel with it, but be patient, until you get it. But then it's kind of not that complicated in a sense. There's only
Once you
one
understand
button and steering left and right. Avoid the bad obstacles, drop your things, and it's more that because it's not using the analog sticks, you're using the D-pad to sort of
isometric.
steer left and right. You can sometimes
tricky.
miss the spot, and then if you miss the spot, you've got to do a whole lap
again.
and you might run out of time and it's game over.
Yeah.
But you might get sort of a little bit of leeway.
I really clicked with it. Once I worked out what the game wanted me to do, and I understood that, I really clicked with the gameplay. I think it's pretty intuitive once you get the hang of it. You go, oh, that's what I've got to do. And then it's just about you having the skill to do it. I thought it was a really nice difficulty level. So, yeah, I mean, at that point, let's jump into the pros and cons, man. What'd you like about it?
Yeah, look, I think the concept is so unique and like really fun. Like, so I think if you can have a game, a bit like how Katamari provided rolling up things, this game provides sort of, running around dropping dominoes on sort of setting off chain reactions with these sort of novel sort of comedy sort of side pieces that trigger these events. So, yeah, so I love that the very concept, was amazing.
You can't knock that. I mean, it's as original as it comes, isn't it? What else did I like? I like I think same as you. I probably just enjoyed the simplicity of it. There's not a lot of bells and whistles to the game. It's one button and directionals. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed just the simple pick up and play nature of it once you got the hang of it.
Yeah. And it's a hard game to describe. You sort of have to experience it because until you play it, it's sort of like, how does this work? It doesn't. But once you sort of bond with it, it becomes second nature and it's fun.
Totally. What didn't you like? But I'll start. You mentioned you're probably going to say the same thing, but no time meter. You're essentially playing a game that is reliant on time limits, but you cannot see the time limit. Well, not that I could see, or not that we could work out.
Yeah.
To the point where we got to the last level of the game, was picking up time meters to boost your time, and it was still telling me to hurry up. I was like, what? I picked up every time meter there is. Like, what? Where is the time meter?
Yeah, it's kind of crucial, and every other game that's based on a timer would sort of give you some feedback. They just tell you when you're about to run out, and then you've got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, you pick up the time limit, and it goes all good, but you're like, well, how much time do I have? Yeah. So that was a con for me. I can't really think of much else.
I mean, only the inherent occasional clumsiness of the isometric sort of D-pad left and right, which you have to accept. I mean, if it had come out a year later, it might have used the analog sticks.
It's an old school premise, isn't it? Isometric gameplay.
But once you accept that, it's perfectly workable. But you might at first sort of fumble with that. But no, look, there's really not much to criticise. Had great soundtrack. It's pushing the strengths of the PlayStation with the 3D. Like sort of.
It's probably mentioned. We both love. This is probably a pro for both of us. We just love the comedy. That Japanese comedy of the weird stuff where mum puts her head in the microwave. There's a bomb blows up. Why?
The daughter gets into a sort of sports and swimmers, and the teddy bear sort of bleeds out of his nose.
Like, what the hell?
It was laugh out loud.
Only in Japan.
And you were waiting to be shocked by the next sort of outrageous sort of faux pas.
So, as always, we jump into thumbs up or thumbs down. I mean, it's a little bit prohibitive in terms of what it will cost you to get. So this is where it's important for us to tell you whether it is really worth you getting. For me, I'm a double thumbs up. I actually love this game. I can't wait to go back and play it again and try to actually clock it. But once I got in the groove, I was in the groove, man. I loved it. Double thumbs up for me. It's not a super expensive game. Expensive enough. Yeah, it's worth. It's worth the outlay, is what I'm saying. For me,
your copy 70, 80 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look, for me, it's a thumbs up as well. I need to spend some more time with it. It's a single player game, so you're going to develop your sort of personal. We took turns, and so sometimes one person sort of jolts faster than the other. But no, I was really enjoying it and the humour, and I suppose I was doing a bit more spectating towards the end there. But yeah, definitely a thumbs up. It lives up to the hype. It heard really good things for a long time, and sometimes those games don't always live up to the hype. This absolutely does.
Oh, absolutely.
It's unique, and if you've ever enjoyed a quirky Japanese game, and I think it's worth a special mention that the PlayStation is really the home of quirky Japanese sort of games like
There's
this.
So many hidden gem games on the PlayStation.
Well, and particularly the quirky Japanese type, like more so than any other system. Even
they're weird, one of a kind sort of games.
I'm a big Sega Saturn man, but I do concede that PlayStation has more quirky Japanese gems just like this, and that would continue on to the PS2. So no, thumbs up. go out, grab a copy if you can find it. It's as good as they say.
Yep. Totally. Can't recommend it enough. So that's it. That's our thoughts on You Can't Stop Mr. Domino. You can't stop Mr. Domino.
You can't stop him.
Apparently you can. Yeah, thanks again for watching the video, guys. Really enjoying putting the videos together for you. We've got a heap of other content on there as well, so check out some of our older videos if you're just joining. If you haven't subscribed, obviously subscribe. Like and share us, please, and yes, shoot us some comments. Tell us what you think of the game, if you've played it. If you've got more questions about the game itself, we can answer for you, and yeah, any suggestions you want us to play in the future, we'd love it. But yeah, until next time, peace.
Peace.